Hey, hello everyone, GTA Online Racing number 8 today, and for this video I want to do something that I would normally do for my Forza Flashbacks videos, and that's literally just talk about the races that you're watching. So hopefully, you'll see, I want to explain my insights into each race whilst we go along, and hopefully you'll get some tips from that, and basically just talk about the races as they happen and as I'm watching them on screen. So this race obviously started off not too badly, but then I got wiped out there, and at this point all I'm thinking about really is where can I finish. The guy in first is miles ahead as I'm looking on the minimap, and basically second is pretty much the best that I can hope for. So that's what I'm going for. I'm just looking to finish second really, and anything extra would sort of be a bonus. And when I'm coming back through the pack, so it's not as easy as if I was able, at the front in third position or something, and I only had to overtake two people. I'm coming back through the pack, so obviously things like that will happen. You're going to get some idiots who just smash it into the back of you, and then if you turn around, you get hit again. So yeah, just to let you know, catch up is off on all of these races, so you don't have to worry about that. So yeah, it's like, when you're coming back through the back of the pack, there's not a lot you can do. You've just got to take your chances when you get them and hope for the best. You can't. There's a lot of things that you can't influence. For example, other people. So you've just got to do your best at any one point, and that's what I'm trying to do now. First place is gone pretty much. So again, I'm just fighting for second place right now, and I have managed to get up to third. So I'm just fighting this guy to try and get up to second, and then that's probably the best that I'll be able to do. I do a nice little overtake there obviously, but then I know that this guy's going to probably try and hit me in the back, so I do turn in a little bit earlier than what I normally would, and I don't know whether you saw, but he flies by on the outside there where he thought I would have been. So he did want to come into the back of me there and knock me off. So you've always got to be thinking about these sort of things, what other people are going to do, and try and second guess what people are going to be doing, especially if they might hit you. So yeah, I do manage to finish second in this one after what had been a pretty awful first lap, and being hit all over the place, and I obviously I got fastest lap and stuff, so it wasn't too bad of a result. And that sometimes you just have to settle for doing the best that you can. You can't always win every single race, and you just got to aim to be as high up as you possibly can sometimes. So for this race I moved over to the left because I wanted to get out of everybody's way, but I did end up getting hit, which put me right down at the back. But going into this first corner I'm 8th, and coming out of this first corner I'm 2nd. Yeah, I just overtook 6 people all in one corner. All I did was really take the optimal line, backed off a little bit, made sure I didn't get into any incidents. Everybody crashed and drifted off wide in front of me, and I just went up the inside of everybody, and that's a move that I've done quite a lot on this track, and it's I would say my signature overtaking move in general, because I'm just quite good at doing that corner. So yeah, I'm up in a second now, and I'm just hounding the guy in first. I did brake a little bit there because I didn't want to go into the back of him. I am a clean racer. Until someone hits me, I will be as clean as possible, and I'm not just going to run into the back of someone. And there I took my optimal line into the corner, and he just, there was nowhere for him to go really. So, in that respect, I was already in front. He probably should have backed off a little bit and just settled in behind me, and then try to challenge me later on. But sometimes people just will be stubborn and go for gaps that aren't really there. So again, you've always got to be thinking about, is it better just to back off a little bit here? So I'm going to skip this race basically because it's just me out in front, and move on to the next one after we see the results of this one. So the next race, well, there are 3 races basically, and they're all in the same lobby with the same people. Now it's on the taking off track, which is pretty boring to be honest, but what can you do? And I'm the only person who's chosen a baller because obviously I'm the only one who knows that the baller is easily the quickest in a straight line, it seems. There's 2 guys with park rangers and 1 with a radius, so I think the baller is the best car to have at this point, especially for this kind of track. Now the guy in the pink knocks me off basically, and he misses the checkpoint just like I do. So when you are trying to knock people off and going to people, more often than not you're going to be the one that messes up because of it as well. But because of that, I'm right at the back. I've resetted and it's no good. I do manage to catch up to the guy in pink, and this time I give him a much wider berth. Managed to overtake him. He's probably going to come up on the inside of me on this corner, but I know that I can take it very quick, and he's not going to get me that way. He continues to just go on and troll, but my focus at the minute is to keep catching up to the guys in front and just see where I can come again. And I second is definitely possible because I've caught up to the guy in second right now, and it's mainly because of the way I'm doing the corners. These guys aren't quite as good at the corners, and I go around to overtake him, and this happens. So there's not a lot you can really do. Sometimes people are going to be scumbags on GTA. They're not going to accept that you are better than them. So yeah, I was a bit annoyed at that point. So I obviously stayed in the lobby, and the next race was on the same track, obviously, because of the way the lobby system works. But this time we'd gone to sports cars. Now, again, these guys are obviously, it's quite a bigger field now, a few people joined. But the guys who I were with are certainly not the cleanest of racers, let's say. So now I'm more aware of that. I can sort of, take it a bit more. Like there, the Banshee was clearly going into the back of me, so I just moved out to the right a little bit, which wasn't the optimal racing line, but it just allowed me to, to avoid him trying to get into the back of me, and that has allowed me to stay in second place. Now that I'm in second and I've really left people behind me, I can focus on catching up to first place, and that's basically my only thing at the minute. The Banshee's there just trolling people for no reason, but that's something else that you've got to worry about. So yeah, at this point all I'm trying to do is catch up to first place, and now as you can see from this corner I'm a lot quicker around the corners. The only problem is there are only 2 corners on this track, so I've only really got 2 more chances to catch up to him, because in a straight line it's pretty much just equal. So at this point I'm just figuring out which is the best way to get around this corner, and I'm just going to go flat out because I know the LG can handle it all the way around, dead easy, and I've caught up to him straight away. Now I also know that he's a bit of a scumbag because he might try and take me out, which he tries to do right here as I go to overtake him. But again, as I was saying, if you do try to do that, it normally ends up being worse for you anyway. So he tried to smash me off the road. He got what he deserved really, and I managed to come in and win the race. So yeah, I was happy about that. Obviously, after the disgracefulness of the last race, I was happy to finally get the win in this one and by a significant margin, and show them how to race properly. By the time the third race came around, the host had changed it to a GTA race, which was probably more correct for the kind of people who were racing. It was a race that people were not really being clean as they possibly might be. So a GTA race was kind of the ideal solution to that. Just allow everyone to do what they want. But I do my usual thing and just try to get in the lead, get a boost, and get away. I don't want to get caught up in any of the mayhem behind me. I don't want to get caught up in any rockets or anything like that. I just want to fly out ahead in front, try and get the boosts when I can, and really just drive away, and that's what I managed to do in this race. I just keep getting boosts. I managed to miss people who were sort of staying in the middle, just trying to troll basically and kill people, and not really race for themselves. And I get a massive win, and that's I was happy about that as well, because when you are in these races with idiots, you really want to show that you are above them and better than them, I suppose. And they just can't touch me in these races in terms of speed at least. So yeah, that's basically my thought process as I was going through the races, and I hope you've sort of enjoyed listening to sort of what I was thinking as the races were going on. And literally all I wanted to do was just talk about these races, and it's something that I do with the Forza Flashback series, which I haven't done an episode for a while, but it does give you a bit of an insight into what I'm thinking as the races are going along, and how to how I'm approaching each of these races. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, guys. If you did, be sure to give it a like, and I'll see you next time.